some days you're up and other days you're down. Always tip the dealers and when your waitress comes around, cause sometimes you punt and other times you're round. And you might get cooler to flop the nuts when you sit down. The outcome of the hand don't mean that you made it, cause life's not about the result but more on how you played it. Hitting 8s, 9s, and 10s and all the painted faces. Every day you play is a win, even if you're mucking aces.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Mucking Aces Poker Channel. This is episode 8. Today we're going to play in a home game. It will be a 1-3 game with a $300 max buy-in. It's going to be a fun one, so definitely wish us luck.
Almost immediately here, I pick up Ace-King in the small blind. Just starting out the game, looking to get a feel of how some of the new players in our friend group are going to play. I want to try and build up a pot, but I don't want to scare anyone away. After it limps around to me, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get some money into the pot. I make it $10 to go, and I do get 2 callers. We're playing 6-handed here to start the night, and the player in the middle position across from us here is one of the whales of our group. He definitely has plenty of money to push people around. Definitely not worried about his bankroll, and he is going to come along to see the flop with us. I also have the player in the cutoff come along as well with this $10 bet, and we go to see that flop. The flop here is going to come out, and we see a king come on the flop, which is great because we hit top pair. And I move over to this other angle here so you can see the flop come out fairly easy. There is a 2 and a 4 on the flop, and it comes out a rainbow flop. So I elect to go up in sizing with another $10 in the pot, but unfortunately on this one, everyone folds, so we take it down. I show my ace-king to let them know I'm not playing, but I do smell blood in the water, so definitely looking to run it up. In the next hand that is playable for me, it had been fairly slow going as I've been pretty card dead, just really not getting anything. I pick up pocket 10s, and I am actually on the button here. With my pocket 10s, I am going to look to get some more in the pot. After it limps around to me with 3 players in the pot, I look to bump it up to $10. We do get 2 callers from there with the same 2 players from the previous hand, and we go to see a flop. I'm about $250 effective here. The flop comes out 9-5-5 rainbow, and I elect to go ahead and make a continuation bet as I don't put either player on a 5 here. And while they may have a 9, I definitely have an overpair to the board, so I am going to throw out a continuation bet to see if we can get some more money in the pot. I see that the first player begins to grab for some chips, but he makes a minimum bet, and the player to his left just calls. So I decide to bump it up here $20 more, and hoping that they come along, I choose this smaller sizing, but definitely larger than a minimum bet. The original raiser makes it a call, and the player to his left ends up deciding on a fold. So we go heads up to a turn. And that turn comes the jack of diamonds. Unfortunately for me, this card is a fairly bad card as now my tens are beat by any jack. So once this player elects to check to me, I decide just to throw out a minimum bet to see if I can keep him to come along. With this, I look to see a river, and that river comes out another 5. With the 5 of clubs coming here on the river, I now have a full house, and I am no longer afraid of anything other than the case 5 out there for him to hit quads, but that is highly unlikely. So, with that being said, I start to think about how much I want to bet out when he goes ahead and leads for $40. Myself, being here in a friendly game, I don't decide to re-raise. I just make the call, show him my tens, and of course we're good. And in the next hand, I pick up ace 5 offsuit. Under the gun, I elect to bump it up here, so I make it 15 to go, and we get 2 callers. We get a middle position caller, and we get the player who is in the small blind to come along as well. So going 3 ways to the flop comes out 9, queen, ace, rainbow. I elect to make it 30 more to go with the top pair here on the board. I put the middle position player on a queen here. Probably not pocket queens, but he probably has middle pair. So we go heads up after the player in the small blind folds. With $110 in the pot, we go to a turn which comes the 6 of diamonds. I throw out a bet to the sizing of $75. The middle position player makes the call, and we go to see a river. I still think I'm good here with my top pair going to the river, and when the final card comes out as another ace and I hit trips, of course I'm going to throw out another bet. This does look like another huge scare card for the board. So I elect to try and extract as much value as I can. I throw out a bet of $125. He ends up thinking it over and makes the call, so we take this one down. After being card dead for quite a while, I finally pick up a playable hand that comes in the form of 6-7 suited. I'm in middle position and it limps to me. I elect to just make the call and it ends up limping around. So we end up going 4 ways to the flop, and I am hoping that we connect with this board in some way after being so card dead. So once the flop comes out with a king, a 6, and a 9 rainbow, I see that I have bottom pair, and once the under the gun player throws out a bet of $10 and the player to his left folds, I think that I can come along for this bet sizing. So that's what I decide to do, and the player in late position lays down his hand. So we go to a turn, and that turn comes out the 10 of clubs. When it gets checked to me, I'm thinking that I have a bunch of more outs here with the flush draw and the straight draw, but I decide to check this one back here to see if we can hit our hand on the river. When the river comes out, it comes out a miraculous 7 of spades. So I pick up 2 pair here on the end. It gets checked over to me, so I make a bet of $25. He quickly calls, and I show my 2 pair, and we are good as he shows down a single 9. I'd been pretty card dead, so I decided to go get some good barbecue and call this one a night. I thank everyone for watching.
That's it for episode 8. Thanks so much for watching. We got into the game for $200 and we're out for $352. So definitely good to get a win there in a friendly game amongst friends. So leave a like if you enjoyed that one. Next week we will be heading over to the Mecca of poker. That's right, Las Vegas. We will be playing at the Bellagio, more than likely Aria, maybe a couple of the other poker rooms that are out there. So if you do enjoy the content, let me know. Definitely happy to get back to you in the comments section. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.